think it's a good thing that streaming services make their own movies, create their own content for their own platforms. Oh. The Tomorrow War. The Tomorrow War is a new movie, I guess. It's only just come out a couple days ago. Directed by Chris McKay and written by Zach Dean. And it tells the story of people from the future coming to the past and saying, hey, we're getting overrun with aliens in the future, so we need people from the past to go to the future to fight for us. I'm like, holy crap, that's a really good setup. This is from the trailer. Then you watch the movie, and it starts off a bit clunky, but a bit fast. And you're like, all right, I don't mind it being a little clunky, because you got to create a whole world and stuff. All right, that's fine. Maybe you'll smooth out for the rest of the movie. I'm going to spoil this, by the way. I really am, because this is one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen, and it just unraveled for me really early. For some reason, this movie wants the aliens to be a big mystery. You don't see what they look like in the trailer, and it's kind of, not quite, but almost halfway through the movie before you see them. And I don't know why there was such a big mystery about them. It's not as if they're some interesting alien race or anything like that. They're not. They're just kind of, like, you could just swap them out for fucking zombies, or something else. Like, they're kind of generic. They look cool, but it's just kind of a generic thing. You've got the male ones, and there's lots of those, and you've got the females that are stronger, and they give birth to the others, and I'm just like, okay, why did that need to be a mystery? And they try to explain this in the movie by saying, hey, you're going to send us to the future to fight. Maybe you should, tell us what we're fighting. And I'm like, yeah. And then one of the future people is like, oh, no, we can't do that, because we all decided that if we showed you guys what you're up against in the future, no one would join the army to fight. And I'm just like, no one in that room joined the army to fight. They were all drafted. They got to fucking fight anyway. So why don't you just tell them what they're up against? Maybe more of them will live. This one point, I couldn't let it go. Throughout the whole movie, I'm just like, man, if they just told people what to expect, maybe they're doing better in this war. Instead of throwing people out in a fucking deep end. It's stupid. And you think about that, and you think, all right, people from the future are stupid too, because they're going in the past to get people from the past to fight in the future. Instead, why aren't you just going into the past and going, right, we know these motherfuckers came from Russia, so Russia, at about such and such a year, here's where they're going to start appearing. Surround that shit and fucking... No! No one has any clue that think to themselves, maybe we should change the past. Until Chris Pratt's wife says that. Oh, the cast is really good. There's a bonus right there. We've got Chris Pratt, he's fine. Yvonne Strahovski, I'm a big fan of. I have to kind of stop myself calling her Miranda every time I see her because of Mass Effect. We got J.K. Simmons, who's always really cool. And Betty Gilpin, who's wasted and is the only smart fucking character in this movie. And this whole thing is predictable, man. Like, you see Chris Pratt in the now with his daughter, and you're just like, he's going to meet his daughter in the future. And he does. And you're like, okay. Not only that, she's the one who invented time travel. And I was like, well, why aren't you in the past where you've got more time to work on a way to beat these guys, and then you do it in the past? What? They're doing this the wrong way. They're all fighting the war in the future. Why aren't they preventing it before it even fucking happens? It hurt my brain, man. I couldn't let it go. It's funny, man. I watched 10, if you count Better Luck Tomorrow, 11 Fast and Furious related movies. They're all fucking dumb. But one thing they all had was the entertainment factor. This was just like, there's bits of promise. Like when they first go into the past and they're kind of off target, so rather than falling the 5 or 10 meters they were told, they're like on top of a skyscraper falling down. Some people just fall right down to the ground. Other people land on top of the building on the side of it. That's really cool. That's kind of stuff's really awesome. And this whole sequence where they first arrive into the future and they're all kind of doing this and they're doing a mission and stuff. It was exciting. It was intense. It was interesting. And then the whole movie just like leaves that. I'm like, what? If you're not doing this war movie, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing this. Oh, we've got a way to defeat them, but we need a sample from the Queen. Okay. I don't know, man. This movie just didn't feel like it knew what it wanted to be. The daughter stuff was cliched as hell. Everyone's dumb and doesn't know how time travel works. Or really dumb, like nobody had the thought, no one, except for Chris Pratt's wife, Betty Gilpin, to be like, nah. We can stop this before it even happens. I didn't like this movie. I watched this with my wife. We had a few drinks. We were having a good old laugh. And not because the movie's funny. Well, it is funny, but not intentionally so. There are other things I liked about it. My fight sequences were pretty cool. All the characters ended up being kind of, well, generic and uninteresting, really. But it had promise. But it unravels really quick in my brain, and I couldn't excuse that. Especially when they explained it away and it still didn't make sense to me. Like, no one in their right mind would send armies of soldiers to fight something they don't know. I know some people like to say that military intelligence is an oxymoron, but it isn't. These guys try to be as well informed as they can before they undertake some kind of like war shit, right? None of that. Just throw them in. You got some fucking 40-something-year-old who's like really overweight and stuff. No offense to him. I'm nearly 40. And I'm overweight and stuff. Would you send me into a war? Yeah, maybe. Maybe after I've like gone to friggin' boot camp for a few weeks or months or however long that shit takes. Fitting myself up, toughen up, then send me out. Then send me out like this. That's fucking stupid. As I said in the intro, movie streaming platforms creating their own movie content is a good thing. Why does it suck so much? This is Army of the Dead level crap. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. Don't watch it. Give me a like, dislike, share, and subscribe. Yeah.